A heavy downpour left multiple streets in Nhân Trạch District, Dong Nai Province, located in southern Vietnam, seriously flooded and brought the traffic on some roads almost to a standstill on Friday afternoon. Preliminary information shows that heavy rainfall started battering Nhân Trạch District and its vicinity at approximately 5 p.m. on the day. About an hour later, certain streets, including Hùng Vương, Nguyễn Ái Quốc, and Lý Thái Tổ, experienced localized flooding. In some areas, the water reached a depth at more than half of a motorcycle wheel. Notably, the La Rang sewer section along Hùng Vương Street faced flooding exceeding 50 centimeters in depth. The sewer water spilled onto the road and nearby homes, necessitating residents to elevate their furniture to prevent damage. The extensive flooding left numerous motorbikes immobilized and stranded in the waterlogged expanse, prompting many individuals to walk their vehicles home wearily. In addition, two cars attempting to navigate the deep flood water on Nguyễn Ái Quốc Street became stuck in the middle of the roadway. Rescuers arrived at the scene and collaborated with traffic police officers to assist the car drivers in relocating their vehicles from the inundated area. This flooding marks a recurring issue in Nhân Trạch District. Since the onset of the 2023 rainy season, Hùng Vương and Lý Thái Tổ streets have experienced frequent flooding, severely hampering local travelers.
Now we will come to the next news about the natural disaster in our country, Vietnam. National Highway in Ho Chi Minh City faces heavy flooding following downpour. A heavy downpour on Wednesday afternoon left many streets in Ho Chi Minh City submerged in rainwater, with the National Highway 13 sections passing through the city experiencing serious traffic congestions and inundation. Just 30 minutes after it rained, Hiệp Bình and Tô Ngọc Vàng Street in Thủ Đức City, Nguyễn Văn Khôi and Lê Văn Thọ Street in Gò Vấp District were underwater. Torrents of rainwater rushed down National Highway 13 on Wednesday, causing vehicles breakdowns and forcing commuters to wade through the flooded road. During the flooding, some motorcyclists were forced to travel close to landmarkings or on the sidewalk to avoid being hit by waves created by vehicles riding through pools of water. Some commuters decided to turn off their vehicles' engines and walk them through the flooded street. Hồng Diệp, a resident of Thủ Đức City's Hiệp Bình Phước ward, said it was the sixth time over the past 10 days that the road in front of her house had to face severe flooding triggered by excessive rainfall. The flood waters had even made their way into her house, she shared. The torrential rain during the evening rush hour also worsened the traffic gridlock on National Highway 13. Long lines of vehicles became stuck along a nearly 5-kilometer route, sections starting from Bình Lợi Bridge to Bình Phước intersections. Meanwhile, wrong-way drivers added to the traffic chaos. At a traffic bottleneck near Ông Dâu Bridge, the narrow road and people driving on the wrong side to avoid floods almost brought vehicular movement to a halt. That's all for the second news about the natural disaster in Vietnam.
The rains at the beginning of the rainy season in Ho Chi Minh City have not been heavy, but they have been enough to inundate many streets and residential quarters. Agencies report that 735 major roads in Ho Chi Minh City, 15 roads may flood after heavy rains, 24 roads may flood during the rains, and 9 may flood due to high tide. The city is building a smart city and asset the economic locomotive of the entire economy. Such a city should have a good water drainage system protecting it from floods. Tens of trillions of dollars have been spent to combat floods, but the investment still has not been proved desired effects. The Ho Chi Minh City Construction Department has said that the city needs 101 trillion or more for 120 flood easing and wastewater treatment projects in 2021 to 2025. Numerous seminars and many meetings discussing anti-flood solutions and water drainage improvement plans have been suggested, but flooding is becoming increasingly serious. Today, no agency and individual has committed to help stop flooding in the city. Management agencies blame the floods on difficulties in site clearing, which caused delays to anti-flooding projects, on the lack of buckets for water reservoir development, and on the execution of many infrastructure projects which affect drainage. It is true that poor cooperation in project executions is one reason behind the slow implementation of the 10 trillion Vietnam Dong anti-flooding projects. The Ham Ban Canal renovation, the second phase of the city environmental sanitation projects, and the buildings of the sewer network.
Good morning everyone, I am Maiti and this is a simulated weather report for 2050 brought to you by international and Vietnamese scientists. Two-thirds of southern Vietnam are underwater. It is impossible to distinguish between rice paddies and dyes. We can only see the roofs of a few 2-meter high houses. The torrent has swept away the living resources in this region, which used to have the most benign climate in Vietnam.
Ngày xưa lội chỗ này là ngang đây là không được, cái chốt có với cá bự lụng giò. Bây giờ hết rồi. Bây giờ bị nước đắp bờ lấp đê hoài đó rồi ít nó dồn cá xuống dưới chân à.
Ladies and gentlemen, southern Vietnam is going through the worst flooding ever. The scale of flooding is just what anyone could have imagined, including scientists. Floodwaters are rising high, and its region suffer from torrential rain from unseasonal and very strong cyclone. This strong cyclone is striking the region that is usually peaceful and is causing violent floods. This is an unprecedented event. The whole Mekong Delta, Vietnam's largest rice bowl, and the coastal region of southern Vietnam, where many big cities are located, are underwater. The coastal area, including Ho Chi Minh City, has been the worst hit by the floods, and the flooding will continue during the coming days in the city. With the pace of climate change, we cannot predict what might happen next. Let us talk with Dr. Thanh Quyền, a leading expert on climate change in Vietnam, about the most recent predictions. Miss, recorded data helps the size of climate change, so how do you evaluate the changes expected in the coming years?
Well, according to international and Vietnamese scientists, Vietnam temperature is on an upward trend, and the increase will reach 1 to 4 degrees Celsius by the end of this century, and we are very concerned about the sea level, which could enhance by 1 meter by the end of the century.
And how will climate affect natural hazards?
Vietnam faces many types of natural hazards, but I would emphasize cyclone, which could be enhanced by climate change, and for Vietnam, the worst affected area would be the south.
Thank you for sharing. So how we manage our lives and livelihoods is the key question, and Vietnam has started to develop many solutions.
With a cold flight of over 1,700 kilometers, the first solution is to build a safe diet system, and about 20% of Vietnam's total income comes from agriculture. So, choosing the appropriate crop and relocating arable lands is the second more important solution. And together, we must build a greener environment and protect our forests.